Hello. This is Friday, July 1st, 2022. This is a sideshow, and I'm Theodore Parker. On this show, we cover some of the news or items that appear to be of interest and pass them on, and add other items that could possibly benefit the viewers depending on their interest and ideas. Regarding the mask, still recommended that you have them available. Use them wherever your positivity rate is above 5%. And follow whatever guidelines the CDC has established for your area. In regards to monkeypox, there is a vaccine available for that. You can check with your primary care physician and see what's recommended in your particular set of circumstances. Around here, the temperature is 77, going up to 91 today. Maybe a little bit humid and hot. But right now, 77 feels like 77. So let's hit a few news items. Not too many going into the weekend. Friday, first weekend of July. The January 6th committee hears testimony from Casey Hutchinson, which led to some dramatic facts coming to light, among which was then President Trump trying to grab the steering wheel or grab a Secret Service agent to have them take him to Capitol Hill during the time that the riots were going on. What information he was made available to him and how he acted, especially with a handwritten note that was requesting that the people that the note was addressed to should just say that there was some fraud in the election, and him and the Republican congressman would take it from there, which was hard evidence. So Casey Hutchinson's testimony just solidified a lot of the things that were being speculated about, including a message sent to her, possibly from someone connected to Mark Meadows, in suggesting that she, in her testimony, somehow hide the facts. January 6th committee continues its hearings and interviews and airing broadcasts pertaining to same. Another thing that's come up in the news, back in the mid-50s, Emmett Till, 14-year-old black boy from Chicago, was visiting relatives in Mississippi. It was an incident that occurred that involved a white woman. Accusations went back and forth whether he had whistled at her, grabbed her arm, said something to her. And subsequently, two white men came to the home of the relatives where he was staying, dragged him out, and he was never seen alive again. He was found days later in a creek tied to an iron fan in an entirely different county. Two men were charged with the kidnapping and at trial were acquitted. But later, with an interview with Look magazine, they admitted to having murdered Emmett Till. The Emmett Till Foundation, in following up, has found the arrest warrant in the basement of the Mississippi courthouse that includes not only the two men that were charged, but a woman that was involved in the incident as well. And they are seeking to follow up on that. At the time that Emmett Till was killed, the civil rights movement had just started. Speaking of court cases, Eric Holder Jr., charged with the murder of Nipsey Hussle in California, was unable to return to court earlier this week because of having been attacked sometime between when he left court and the following morning. He was found injured, and when taken to the hospital, had received staples to the back of his head after being attacked with a razor blade. In the case of R. Kelly receiving 30 years for sex trafficking and racketeering, a new item that has come to light is that Aaliyah's uncle at one time worked for R. Kelly and introduced Aaliyah, the name should just ring a bell, to R. Kelly at the age of 12. At 15, R. Kelly had procured false documents or false ID that allowed him to marry Aaliyah so that she could get an abortion without having her parents' consent and have an abortion performed. Everybody's seen in the news about the situation in Texas, which originally was reported as 46 people dead in a tractor trailer being transported across the border into Texas. Now that number has gone up to 51. There have been TV interviews with some of the survivors. I saw one about a woman. But the driver of that vehicle, Homero Zamorano, at the time, was found hiding in the bushes as the police investigated. He was very high on meth. With 51 dead, Zamorano faces the death penalty. 2 other people were apprehended in regards to this and were charged with felony possession of a handgun. Yesterday, Agente Brown Jackson was sworn in as President Biden's selection is the first Black woman to sit on the Supreme Court of the United States, as Justice Stephen Breyer retires at 83. This is the first weekend in July 2022. Monday is the 4th of July. So I'm haven't discerned yet if it's going to be celebrated this weekend or next weekend. But as it stands, according to the calendar, Monday is the 4th. That's it. Hashtag.